This is Yogi for day 12 of my 30-day video challenge. Today I want to talk about some principles of growth, in my opinion. I was talking to a friend some time ago, and we got talking about some dissatisfaction we had about life and what we can do to reduce this level of dissatisfaction. This conversation made me think about some growth principles that are essential for personal and professional growth. We all grow from our experiences, but conscious growth is where we are able to we are able to identify our growth areas and make conscious progress towards them. You don't let all experiences happen to you, rather you co-create or choose the experiences and the interpretations thereof, and hence the resulting growth, right? So I have some over the time I've come across some really inspiring growth-oriented people, and here are some principles I was able to extract. The first principle that growth-oriented people have is realizing they're not perfect and things are not perfect. It is that conscious growth-oriented people feel something is amiss. Deep down, they are dissatisfied with culture, environment, themselves even. It's not the kind of dissatisfaction that they throw bitching parties around. It's not the kind that they play blame games around, but just this faint realization that things could be better and conscious realization that something can be done about it, howsoever little. Gandhi said, whatever you do will be insignificant, but it is very important that you do it. It applies to personal change as well as large scale changes. Even for personal changes, the amount of change we can accomplish is huge. There are so many changes one can do, and even if we are able to accomplish small fraction of those, it's still important that we do them. Houston Smith one time said that life is like a dislocated shoulder or something like that. Something is not in place. And realizing that something is amiss is an important part of growth, I believe. The second principle is that conscious growth oriented people feel empowered. It is that they believe they matter. They see that changing themselves is the stepping stone towards big changes, personal and societal. Even for personal issues and personal changes, instead of blaming the world, and sometimes the world is to be blamed maybe, they focus what they have control over, themselves. They're also powerful to see the change in their mind's eye, visualize the change, that they're able to achieve it. In short, they're not resigned from life. Once they realize that the world is not perfect and things are not as they would like them to be, they're not resigned from life after that. They engage in it. They see possibilities. Now, some people might call this delusional, but growth-oriented people must believe, or they seem to believe, that they are an ingredient in the big soup of life, and changing themselves is a definite way to change the flavor of the soup at least a little bit. The real change starts from within. The third and the final principle I want to talk about today is that growth-oriented people are honest with themselves. What do I mean by that? I mean that they are able to measure their progress and be honest about it with themselves. The progress is always measurable, I believe. Sometimes less or more precisely, but measurable nonetheless. And measurement is key to growth. And to be honest with ourselves, this includes accept where they are. They might be dissatisfied with life, but also see the positive side of life. Life is a gift, and a beautiful one at top of that. There's no point filling our brains and our days with the negative perception of ourselves. Real change comes from within. Real change comes from accepting ourselves, or even, should I say, celebrating ourselves. That is all I have for today, and I hope this gives you some mental models for growth. and I hope it was helpful. See you later.